Hello and welcome. Now let's discuss the second question which has come in the last 10 years from the chapter Introduction to Economics. This question is regarding types of goods. For example, let's discuss the question first, then I'll be able to tell you the examples and other type of value addition for this particular question. The question is, consider the following statements. Other things remaining unchanged, market demand for a good might increase. What are you talking about? That when would demand of a good increase? Generally, what do we have in mind? What do we have in mind? We know one thing, that demand of a good would be increasing if its price goes down. That's how we learn about things. If price goes down, then the demand would go up. But now let's see how the question is framed. First is price of its substitute increases. We have some goods which are called substitute goods. Substitute goods. That is, if I am having the one good and if its price is increasing, then I can have its complementary good, have its substitute good. For example, tea and coffee are substitute goods. If I am a regular drinker of coffee and suppose price of coffee, suppose if I am a regular drinker of coffee, suppose I am a regular drinker of coffee and then price of coffee goes up. If price of coffee goes up, I am not going to keep on consuming coffee. I have limited amount of money with me. What I would do is, if coffee's price is increasing, I would consume something else which I can substitute in place of coffee. And that substitute of coffee is tea. And the vice versa also stands true. So, market demand for a good might increase. So, when would demand of tea increase? Demand of tea would increase if price of coffee increases. Fair enough? Demand of tea would increase if price of coffee increases. So, price of its substitute increases. Yes, if price of the substitute increasing, then the demand of the good would be increasing. See, again I'll repeat. If price of tea increases, then demand of coffee would increase, or if price of coffee increases, then demand of tea would increase. So, demand of a good would be increasing if the price of the substitute is increasing. Now, so this first thing is correct. This is correct. Price of the substitute increases. Second statement. Price of its complement increases. There are certain goods which are called complementary goods. Which are complementary goods? Complementary goods are those goods which complement each other, which are used together. For example, tea and biscuits are complementary goods. Shoes and socks are complementary goods. So, if price of say this, if price of shoes would go up, if prices of shoe goes up, what would happen to demand of socks? Why would people need socks when they cannot even afford shoes? So, if price of shoes is going up, then demand of socks would go down. So, if price of the complement increases, then price of complement of socks is shoes. If price of shoes is going up, the demand would go down, the demand would not go up. So, this statement is wrong, because if price of complement goes up, then the demand of the good would be reducing, it would not be increasing. So statement number 2 is wrong. If statement number 2 is wrong, then we can eliminate B and D. Now we are left with C and A. In C and A, 1 and 4 are correct. 1 and 4 are common. So we need not even look at 1 and 4. What we will come is, we will come directly to question number 3. In this statement, it talks about a inferior good. Now, we have certain goods which are normal goods. What are normal goods? Normal goods are that the demand would go up if the income of a person goes up. For example, if I am wearing a shirt, if I am wearing a blazer, then if my income would go up, I would purchase more of shirts, I would purchase more of blazers. So as the income of a person is increasing, the demand of these type of normal goods would be increasing. But then there are certain goods which are called inferior goods. What are inferior goods? Inferior goods are, I would consume inferior goods if my income is less. I don't have an option. For example, I do not have money while going to the office. What I would have is, I would have tea at a roadside tea stall. At the same time, I would also have an omelette over there. I may have a bread toast over there because I do not have an option, I don't have money. But then suppose my income goes up. If my income goes up, then it won't happen that I would start consuming 2 omelettes per day. I would start consuming 2 tea from the same stall because now my income is more. What I would do is, I won't be even purchasing those goods because they are inferior goods. If my income is going up, I won't be consuming them. So what are inferior goods? As income of a person goes up, their demand actually goes down. And what are normal goods? That as income of a person goes up, their demand is going to go up. So if a good is an inferior good, and if income of the consumer is increasing, then the demand of inferior good would be actually going down. It won't be going up. So statement number 3 is wrong. We are left with only option A, which is 1 and 4, because a normal good, the demand would go up if the price is falling. For example, if this blazer, if it is available for 8,000, I may buy 1. But suppose it is a season and discount, it's coming for 5,000, 6,000, I may purchase 2. So demand of the good would be increasing, if the price of the good is going down. So we have discussed this question. Now let's come forward. Now let's move forward to the concept related to this question. And the concept in this question is about goods, because what we have discussed is substitute goods, complementary goods, inferior goods. Let's talk about them. So what are substitute goods? As we discussed earlier, substitute goods are which can be substituted for one another. Example, tea and coffee are substitute goods. So if price of tea would go up, we discussed earlier, if price of tea would go up, demand of coffee would go up. They are substitute goods. Complementary goods which complement each other, which are always taken together. Example, shoes and socks. So if price of shoes go up, then demand of socks is going to go down. Nothing is happening to price of socks. Price of socks is still the same. But what is happening is the price of shoes is going up. When price of shoes is going up, I won't be buying the shoes, but what would be I doing with the socks? Their demand would also come down. Normal goods. As discussed earlier, what are normal goods? Their demand would be increasing as income of the consumer is increasing. Example, shoes, belt, garments. What are public goods? Public goods are those goods which are non-exclusionary in nature. That is, if I am having them, it doesn't exclude anyone else from having them. Therefore, the general public, for example, a road, a park, public park, they are public goods. If I am having it, someone else can also have it. We cannot exclude someone else from having it because I am having it. On the other hand, private good is my good. It is exclusionary in nature. If I am having it, no one else can have it. So private good, my shirt, my car, they are public good. They are exclusionary in nature. Then capital goods. Capital goods are those goods which are used to produce other goods. For example, tractor is a capital good. JCB is a capital good. What is a consumer good? Consumer goods are those goods which are used for consumption purposes. And consumer goods are of two types, durable goods and non-durable goods. Example of durable good is a car, a bike, a AC, a fridge. They are durable goods. They have a long lifespan. Non-durable goods that do not have a long lifespan. Example, clothes, shoes, food. They are non-durable goods. Then giffen goods. Look, giffen goods are sort of necessary goods. We cannot survive without them. Example, rice, wheat, salt, bread. They are giffen goods. If their price is going up, if their price would go up, the demand won't go down. That is, the price is going up, people would think the price is going up, it's quite possible in future the price may go up further. And anyways, we cannot survive with salt. We cannot survive without sugar. We cannot survive without food. We cannot survive without wheat. In that case, what would people think? People would think before the price goes up further, it's better we consume them now. It's better we purchase them now. So as the price of the good would be increasing, the demand would be increasing. They are called giffen goods. And a similar phenomena of the price going up, which is leading to the demand going up, it also happens in Veblen goods. But the difference between Veblen goods and giffen goods are necessary goods. Veblen goods are, on the other hand, luxury goods. They are symbolic of status symbol. For example, if price of iPhone goes up, if price of iPhone goes from 1.2 lakhs to 1.5 lakh rupees, its demand would go up because the one who would be having an iPhone would be able to flaunt it that look, I have a phone which is not of 1.2 lakh rupees but of 1.5 lakh rupees. Price of Mercedes goes up. If price of BMW goes up, the demand would be increasing because now the status symbol will be bigger in nature, the flaunting will be bigger in nature. So I hope you have understood what are these various types of goods which we have discussed. We discussed here substitute goods, complementary goods, normal goods, public goods, private goods, capital goods, consumer goods, giffen goods and Veblen goods, and we also discussed a PYQ prelims based on this. Alright, I hope you have liked it, I hope you have understood it. We'll continue the series with more videos. That's it for today. Thank you.